Mombasa all the way to Lamu. Furthermore, once again want to thank you, Your Excellency, sir, for your unwavering support in improving young people's lives, and I thank you for your constant emphasis on social and national cohesion.
While the administration continues to be on track in delivering the empowerment of the youth in a systematic and transformative manner, with the pride that you as the global youth champion are celebrated by the United Nations General Assembly. This is the micro and small, and this is being implemented through the Ministry of Labor and Social Management that my ministry is implementing. With Form 4 level of education and above, an age between the 18 and 35 years. By supporting the development of strong development needs are number one, impact. Is the scalability. This is looking at businesses with things to be done by the young people. So as of today, Kenyan youth in job creation through innovative, affordable financing, enterprise development, and strategic partnerships. In conclusion, welcome His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya to
dreams and innovations. Our sustained prosperity as a nation lies in creating an environment young entrepreneurs that did not make it to the winner's list. However, this does not mean we have any obstacles. Each of these 250 young entrepreneurs will receive an award. By removing shillings 4.5 billion from the national treasury. I am indeed pleased to note that the Youth Fund has disbursed a total of approximately 500 million shillings in loans since the first case of COVID-19 was reported in Kenya. These loans have helped sustain youth-owned enterprises, thereby enabling them to diversify into new opportunities.
Na nashukuru serikali ya Uhuru sana sababu ilifanya nitoke kuwa house girl nikakuwa boss lady. Nashukuru sana. Asanteni.
To this end, we have oriented Kenyan Imimi ambassadors to their role in providing leadership and have commenced regional dialogues and engagement as a whole. The ministry is utilizing the dialogues and engagement to mobilize and engage young people across Kenya around the values and empowering them as solution providers to identify the key challenges that confront their regions and counties through collective process. Your Excellency, sir, we have 52 ambassadors, 47 ambassadors representing the 47 counties, and 3 ambassadors representing the young people living with disabilities. We have also 2 national ambassadors. In addition to that, we have 500 delegates and 20 young social media influencers. We have more young people engaging with the campaign through semi-regional editions that began in January from Mombasa all the way to Lamu. Furthermore, Plans are underway to implement strategic capacity building activities for a core group of young people, aligning with the range of existing initiatives such as this one today. Your Excellency, as the ministry championing Kenya Nimimi through CS Joe Musheru's guidance, we remain committed to working with young people to inform, educate, empower, and protect them. We also emphasize the need to reorient the youths and own the youth agenda, supporting you in the Big Four agenda and Vision 2030. Your Excellency, as I conclude, I stay committed to advancing my duties in working for the welfare of the youth of Kenya and supporting you, supporting the Cabinet Secretary, who I'm grateful for his support, supporting the ministry and the government towards achieving the Big Four agenda and Vision 2030. I once again want to thank you, Your Excellency, sir, for your unwavering support in improving young people's life, and I thank you for your constant emphasis on social and national cohesion among young people for peace and togetherness in this Kenya. May God bless you, may God bless the young people, and may God bless Kenya. Thank you.
Furthermore, we welcome that 33% of the winners are women. This is a huge improvement vis-à-vis previous experience. Some of the awardees have the benefits of creating multiplier effects. And we heard the stories in the video that we heard a few minutes ago. For example, the young woman in charge of this Yatta Beekeepers company in Machacos County, which specializes in the production and sale of beekeeping equipment and trains smallholder farmers in this activity, possibly expanding over time the employment and the value chain. We heard the stories from George, from Mombasa, Newton, from Isiolo, Christine and others. There are so many stories and many more stories that we are here or are about to write over the next months and years. So let me finish by saying that this project and these initiatives are really pioneer experiences in the region. And again, and you as Kenyans and Kenyan entrepreneurs should be really proud that you are sort of leading the way, leading the path for others to follow. And we will stand firm behind you in supporting you. This is a crucial moment for Mbele and Abiz, as we are launching the business plan competition under the Kenya Youth Employment and Opportunities Project. So I'd like to start by actually congratulating, by extending my heartfelt congratulations to all of you, the winners of the award. Because we are here really to celebrate you and your work, your past work and your future work. Let me say, just a very, very briefly, set a context for what we are doing here. We know that the Kenyan economy has shown remarkable resilience in confronting the COVID-19 economic and health shock, also thanks to the careful management by the government. But yet, the economy and businesses have been severely hit. In the immediate aftermath of the shock, we estimate that 1 in 5 businesses in Kenya was forced to dismiss workers. There are several estimates of the number of formal and informal jobs lost, but they're all in the hundreds of thousands. And those youth that are the hardest to reach have been pushed further aside. Now we see some return coming back of the economy, but some of the impacts of this major crisis are still unfolding. Even before COVID, Kenya has seen a lot of progress in terms of youth employment.
Your Excellency, I'm delighted that you launched the Youth Development Policy in 2019 on 12th of August during a virtual celebration of the International Youth Day. We now have a new youth development policy which is responding to the needs of the youth and the aspirations which are being rolled out as we are doing this today. The policy is unique as it gives an expanded dimension of youth profiles in Kenya by recognizing the categories of youth and cognizant of their unique diversity, expectations, challenges, and opportunities of each. Therefore, today, sir, your administration continues to be on track in delivering the empowerment of the youth in a systematic and transformative manner, with the pride that you are the global youth champion, as celebrated by the United Nations General Assembly. Hence, your goodwill to focus on the needs, opportunities, and support for these young people is the reason we are here today. In furtherance to your administration's empowering the youth today, we are here to witness another milestone towards transforming the lives of youth of this great country under the Kenya Youth Employment and Opportunities Project, popularly known as KEO. This is an ongoing 5-year government project coordinated by my ministry, whose implementation started in 2016 and is expected to close at the end of this year per the design we have put together with the World Bank. The project, sir, has 4 components, and that is being implemented by different government agencies, and hence the CSs that we have here. Labor is included, as well as industry and education. And the 4 components start with 1, improving the youth employability. This is being implemented by my ministry, as well as the Ministry of Education and NITA. That's the National Industrial Training Authority. And under this component, the youth are being equipped with 3 sets of skills. That is namely life skills, core business skills, and job-specific skills. In the second component, sir, it is the support for job creation, which is administered through the provision of small grants and business development services by the ministry, my ministry, as well as the Ministry of Industry,
we are gathered here to celebrate another critical milestone in supporting our young people throughout the country. We are today launching the third cycle strategic plan of the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, covering the period 2020 to 2024. The fund is one of the strategies established by government to address the challenges of youth unemployment through entrepreneurship. To date, the fund has supported approximately 2 million young men and women with loans worth 13.5 billion shillings. This has been achieved by revolving Kenya shillings 4.5 billion from the National Treasury. I am indeed pleased to note that the Youth Fund has disbursed a total of approximately 500 million shillings in loans since the first case of COVID-19 was reported in Kenya. These loans have helped to sustain youth-owned enterprises, thereby enabling them to diversify into new opportunities and to maintain their employees. The plan that we launched today aims to transform this fund into an efficient and responsive entity that meets the needs of our young people. We as government have consulted widely, but we have also listened keenly, and the plan is our attempt to align the work of the fund with the expectations and aspirations of the young people of this country. In particular, the revolving fund will rise from 4.5 billion to 5.5 billion, and we will raise loan disbursements from the current 13.5 billion to 16 billion during the planned period. The fund will also, through this plan, enhance its business development services. It is not just about giving money, but also teaching our young people how to build and keep a business that lasts. I look forward with keen anticipation to the results, and I am sure that the fund will lead us on a path to full recovery for our young people's businesses. Of our nation, there is no doubt about the potential of our young people in propelling our society forward. And this is because well-grounded people are known to renew nations and to rebuild economies, but also to restore faith in the power of dreams and innovations. Our sustained prosperity as a nation lies in creating an environment for people's passions to thrive and thereby accord every citizen an opportunity to contribute to the development of this nation of ours. Indeed, those who choose arts have an opportunity to thrive. Those young people who turned out last week to join our security organs become dependable patriots. Those that honor the call in sport also flourish. And also those that join academia and even government have a stage to showcase their talent. And that is the Kenya I believe we all aspire for. Also to enhance access to capital for our thriving enterprises, may it be micro, small or medium, my administration will continue to enhance key affirmative action funds, namely the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, which we are enhancing from today, the Women Enterprise Fund, the Uhuru Fund, and the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, popularly known as GAF, to provide financial services to our highly entrepreneurial segments of our Kenyan population. To our new businessmen and women, I want you to recall that on the 23rd of October last year, I launched a collective investment scheme aimed at pooling the resources of the border riders in Kenya. And I want to encourage each and every one of you running your small, medium enterprises to adopt this savings culture that will enable you to participate in broader investment opportunities and ultimately become owners of capital. Let me also add that through the Ajira Digital Program, we will continue to offer free online training opportunities so that we can build onto the more than 670,000 youth currently working on digital and digitally enabled jobs. Further, through an ongoing partnership with the judiciary aimed at expediting the delivery of justice, our young people are undertaking transcription and data entry tasks as part of our broader efforts to both digitize government services as well as provide meaningful employment to our young people. On the infrastructure side, we have now 189 constituency innovation hubs and 150 youth empowerment centers. These centers, with their free internet, are all publicly accessible to youth in need of co-working spaces, and we will continue to roll out implementation until all 290 constituencies are covered. Let me also refer to the National Hygiene Program that we launched during the COVID period, that is popularly known as Kazi Mtaani, that has benefited over 283,000 young people from the Kenya shillings 10 billion fund that we set up. This served as a mitigation to cushion our young people against the adverse effects of COVID-19, which has caused unemployment where our young people were the most vulnerable. In my trips around the country, I have heard calls for this program to be extended. We are working on this, and I hope to have good news on this issue soon. Also, to enhance access to capital for our thriving enterprises, may it be micro, small, or medium, my administration will continue to enhance key affirmative action funds, namely the Youth Enterprise Development Fund, which we are enhancing from today, the Women Enterprise Fund, the Uhuru Fund, and the National Government Affirmative Action Fund, popularly known as GAF, to provide financial services to our highly entrepreneurial segments of our Kenyan population. To our new businessmen and women, I want you to recall that on the 23rd of October last year, I launched a collective investment scheme aimed at pooling the resources of the border riders in Kenya. And I want to encourage each and every one of you running your small, medium enterprises to adopt this savings culture that will enable you to participate in broader investment opportunities and ultimately become owners of capital. Let me also add that through the Ajira Digital Program, we will continue to offer free online training opportunities so that we can build onto the more than 670,000 youth currently working on digital and digitally enabled jobs. Further, through an ongoing partnership with the judiciary aimed at expediting the delivery of justice, our young people are undertaking transcription and data entry tasks as part of our broader efforts to both digitize government services as well as provide meaningful employment to our young people. On the infrastructure side, we have now 189 constituency innovation hubs and 150 youth empowerment centers. These centers, with their free internet, are all publicly accessible to youth in need of co-working spaces, and we will continue to roll out implementation until all 290 constituencies are covered. Let me also refer to the National Hygiene Program that we launched during the COVID period, that is popularly known as Kazi Mtaani, that has benefited over 283,000 young people from the Kenya shillings 10 billion fund that we set up. This served as a mitigation to cushion our young people against the adverse effects of COVID-19, which has caused unemployment where our young people were the most vulnerable. In my trips around the country, I have heard calls for this program to be extended. We are working on this, and I hope to have good news on this issue soon. The balance of 450 million shillings will be given as grants to the other 500 winners, and each of these winners will get a total of 900,000 shillings to develop their innovations and ideas. On our part as government, we will continue to support these innovations by creating an enabling environment for startups by young people. And to this end, I want to refer to our current constitutional debate and how it applies to you, including the necessary legislative changes that will apply. Through the legislative aspect of BBI, we intend to provide a 7-year tax holiday for young entrepreneurs like you who are today receiving these grants from this project. And for the avoidance of doubt, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to break this down for you so that you can understand what a tax holiday means to your individual pocket. If, for instance, one of you who has received a grant from this project decides, for example, to start a nail-making business that he or she plans to spend about 1.2 million shillings buying the necessary equipment and setting up. If we go by market estimates, the net returns of such a startup business would be about 150,000 shillings a month, or about 1.8 million shillings a year. In a normal tax scenario, this young person would owe the Kenya Revenue Authority approximately 540,000 shillings of the 1.8 million shillings that you make each year. And in the 7 years, they would have paid the Kenya Revenue Authority approximately 3.7 million shillings in taxes. But if the proposed tax holiday were to be effected, such an enterprise by a young person would not only save the 3.7 million shillings in 7 years, but it will have generated a total of approximately 12.6 million shillings over the 7-year plus period for that young person. And to bring it closer to home, if the 250 young entrepreneurs who today are receiving 3.6 million shillings were to earn an average of 150,000 shillings every month from their initial grant of 3.6 million, they would collectively make 37.5 million shillings in profit a month. This translates to an average of about 450 million shillings per year, or 1.5 billion shillings over the 7-year period.
Base yetu yawaletea shujaa wa Base Pool Table Championships Meru Edition. Tuma wachezaji wawili gwiji kutoka base yako tarehe 8 hadi 14 Machi mwaka huu na mshinde hafamili 200k ama 100k. Ni tarehe 8 hadi 14 Machi mwaka huu pale Gitoro Conference Hall Makutano. Vunja weka wa dial *483*8888# kuregister base yako.